Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. So it's a sad story, I think, coming up out of Georgia. And it's about a young nursing student who was found, dead in the woods. Let's go ahead and get into it. This is from counton2.com. And it reads, Georgia Republicans seek new laws to crack down on immigrants after nursing student killed. It's out of Atlanta. It said Georgia House Republicans are pushing to require every eligible police and sheriff's department to help identify undocumented immigrants, arrest them, and detain them for deportation. The proposal advanced through the State House Public Safety and Homeland Security Committee on Tuesday, going to the full House for more debate after police accused a Venezuelan man of beating a nursing student to death on the University of Georgia campus. Jose Ibarra was arrested Friday on murder and assault charges in the Thursday death of 22-year-old Laken Riley. Ibarra, 26, is a Venezuelan citizen who immigration authorities say unlawfully crossed into the United States in 2022. It's unclear whether he has applied for asylum. Riley was a nursing student at Augusta University Athens campus after starting her college career at the Athens campus of the University of Georgia. She was found dead Thursday after a roommate reported she didn't return from a morning run in a wooded area. Here's what I don't understand, or one thing I don't understand. I don't understand the obsession of white people running in the woods. I understand you want to maybe be one with nature. It's quiet, it's serene. I get it. The trees and the grass produce oxygen, probably help you breathe better. I get it. But I don't understand why, like down here, in and around the Dallas area, and I don't know how many miles out, but they build these running trails. And you go and you say, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna go probably ride my bike, do some roller skates. And you get there, and every last one of them start either at a city dump or at some park. And the trail goes off into some dang on woods. And this has been going on for ages. In Dallas, you got a trail, Katy, Texas. Call it the Katy Trail. People, women, most definitely, have been assaulted in every way imaginable, walking and running that trail. Not only do they run in these woods, they like to do it before day, when it's dark, by themselves. I don't understand why. So maybe someone can explain to me why they do this. But yet you can go to places like Tulsa, Oklahoma, Nebraska, college campuses over there, or most college campuses, people just walk the sidewalk, but they have walking trails and ride and bike trails that actually everybody can see. So that's my thing. I'm not doing no victim blaming, because I know you should be able to walk and run anywhere you please. I'm sorry, if you go to the woods and a bear or a lion or a coyote or a fox or something attack you, there's no such thing as you should be able to walk and run where you please. You in their habitat. You need to be out in the open where other people can see you. If something happened, other people can help you. That's just how you do it. Hell, you tell your kids you got girls and they driving, you say, hey, stay on the main highway. That way, don't stop taking these little back roads. Stay on the main highway as much as possible, just in case if your car breaks down, you have a problem, you pull over. Hell, if I can't come to you, you can call a number on the back of the driver's license, or at least somebody can see you. Try to stopping at night. Don't get gas at night. Don't go to the grocery store at night. Do all your stuff in the daytime. Yes, there are fools out in the daytime, but you're less likely to get harassed, assaulted, or robbed. Less likely. Now, I'm not saying it won't happen, but in the daytime than you would at night. I'm just saying, sometimes you just got to use common sense. But it said, like I said, I don't understand this running in the wood, in the wooded area. I don't get it. Right, I already said that. Also, Tuesday, the University of Georgia said it would spend $7.3 million to bolster campus security. Dang, how they come with $7.3 million in a day? And Republicans in the U.S. House demand information by the bottom from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. The law will move Georgia closer to states with more aggressive immigration laws like Texas, which start in March, will allow police to arrest migrants who enter the state illegally and give local judges the authority to order them out of the country. Georgia itself passed a prior harsh law cracking down on immigration in 2011, although it later backed away from its part of it. The measure lets officers stop anyone deemed suspicious, to check documents, required governments and large businesses to use a federal database called E-Verify to check the immigration status of new hires, required applicants for public benefits to prove citizenship, and created a board to punish local governments that didn't crack down. Here's the problem when you come with that, what do they call it? When you judging a book by its cover or profiling, okay? There's an issue that people that you run into, because that's basically what you have to do. You're gonna have to profile people and say, hey, we just need to check your ID. I know a lot of us, we be like, nah, we ain't trying to get our ID checked. We ain't did nothing wrong. We walking home. We ain't trying to be no Trayvon Martin. Leave me alone, right? But then you have this, and it gives them reason to, they feel they have reason to profile you. Because how else is it gonna catch the criminal? You don't want to catch the criminal after he does something. You want to catch him before. And the only way you can do that is to profile. Now, when you have a government that let in millions of people illegally, let them cross, let them stay, release them out to public society, let them live in these high-dollar hotels, in these shelters, giving them free food, cars, phones, things of that nature. And they out here committing crimes, beating up police, robbing stores, biting and beating up employees. Then it's like, well, dang, we're gonna have to do some racial, I guess you call it racial profiling. Hey, we gotta do some profiling, because that's the only way we're gonna get these people out of here, because it's unfortunate and it's unfair. But the thing about life is unfair. But when you allow certain things to happen and allow certain things to continue to happen and to grow and to be a negative part of society, then you have no choice. You give them a reason to do something like profiling, which unfortunately, if I had to do it, we're gonna do it. Simple as that. We're gonna have to do it. If it's the only way to, crack down on crime and get illegals, out the country, and have them go ahead and start over and try it again. That's what you do. That's just life. Sometimes life you fail and you try again. It says the bill the Georgia committee approved Tuesday would also set new requirements for how jail officials should check with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement to determine whether people are known to be in the country illegally. The issue right now is my community's most important issue, certainly, as we face unspeakable tragedy in Athens over the last several days, said Republican State Representative Houston Gaines of Athens. The Immigration Legal Resource Center in July counted 6 of 159 Georgia counties with 287,000 agreements with ICE. 5 of those are only in jails. Oconee County in Athens suburbs serves warrants for immigration violation and deportation orders. State agencies also cooperate with ICE. At least 3 Georgia counties dropped jail-based cooperation with ICE, according to the Center, including 2 big suburban Atlanta counties where it was major campaign issue: Gwinnett County and Cobb County. Isabel Otero, Georgia Policy Director. See, Hispanic people, they stick together. Georgia Policy Director for the Southern Poverty Law Center said the bill's backers are dead set on forcing localities to do immigration enforcement, even if police and sheriff's departments don't have the capacity. Unfortunately, folks have capitalized on the death of a young woman for political points in a way that is really disheartening, Otero said. Like I said, they're sticking together. Remember the scene from The Wire, Slim Charles. When, hell, who was he talking to? I think he was talking to, who he talking to? Was it Avon? But they was talking about, it was at war with a rival crew. Couldn't find out the reason why the war started. It was based on a lie. Avon and Slim Charles said, hey, you stick with your boys, stick with your people, you fight. Even if it's based on a lie, you stick to that lie. But y'all stick together and you fight to the end. This stuff here, they sticking together. Even people come on here committing crimes, they still gonna stick together because that's their people. They doing it for La Raza. Congressional Black Caucus, what are you doing it for? Republican State Representative Jesse Patria of Savannah said the bill is needed to enforce existing law requiring sheriffs to check with ICE on people who don't appear to be American citizens. That's the key. The thing is, it's an existing law. It's already in the books. It's not like the Mann Act that they passed way back in the day when Jack Johnson, they found out Jack Johnson was knocking down clapping white cakes. And they didn't like it because he already beating up white men in the ring, making a lot of money, traveling the country, traveling the world, showing off. And now he's knocking down, you know what I'm saying, clapping them white cakes, and now they upset. So they said, we're gonna do the Mann Act to where you can't take anyone white women across state lines for sexual purposes. And then they passed it 1 year, and then they said, okay, well, he did it 2 years ago, let's go get him. No, this law is already in effect. Maybe half of our sheriffs are following that law, Patria said. That is unfortunate, and that's what we're trying to address here. Sheriffs deny they are disregarding the law, said Terry Norris, executive director of the Georgia Sheriff's Association. He said even Athens, Clarke County, which Republicans identify as a sanctuary jurisdiction for undocumented, sanctuary. Do they know this? Do anybody else know this? Does Greg Abbott know this? There's a sanctuary jurisdiction out there in Athens, Clarke County. It's complying. Patria's bill would state sheriffs that don't check immigration status are guilty of the crime of violating their oath of office. The bill would also deny state funding to jails and sheriffs that don't cooperate. The legislation states inmates couldn't be held for longer than 48 hours on an immigration detainer without a warrant signed by a federal judge, but later state sheriffs and jailers must comply with all ICE detainer requests. Gaines is pushing the second bill, House Bill 1359, which would let people seek property tax refunds if cities or counties refuse to communicate with immigration authorities. The refunds would also apply for local government refusing to enforce vagrancy laws against homeless people. That's interesting. Refunds. Wouldn't that be nice? If you pay these taxes, and if, let's say, the kids aren't learning, forget passing a mandated test the way you get funding, but if they can't learn, they're not passing their classes, not learning basic education, that those who pay school tax get a refund. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great to make these schools and these districts, make them do their job? But also, that would probably require parents to do their jobs too. Because one thing these school districts understand, they won't say anything because they're getting federal funding, but parents got to step up. But that's a whole nother story. Let's get back to this. The University of Georgia said it would boost its police budget by 20% to add more officers and increase pay. The university said the additional safety personnel will patrol areas where students gather at night, including 24-hour coverage in libraries. It's also Also said a subsidized ride-hailing system will run from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., up from 4 hours nightly. Amazing. That shows you that these universities, these what they call it, primary white, PWIs, have a lot of money. A lot of people give money to these schools. Folks who went, alumni, give money to these schools to where a girl can be found in the woods one day, and then the next day they say, we got $7.3 million. We'll beef up security. No questions asked. That's what happens when you give to your local community. That's what happens when you give to what should happen when you give to HBCUs. And I mean, everybody. HBCUs a few years ago when Trump was in office, they asked him for $4 billion. He signed a bill. Don't know what happened to that money, but I made a video stating how if every eligible Black American person who's working gave $10 to every HBCU, which is like over 107, I believe, in the country, they could easily get the $4 billion that they was looking for. All of them. They can get it equally, distribute the money equally, and they do as they please. If they squander it and don't do anything positive with it, then that's on them. And then we can just say, hey, they ain't doing what they need to do. Shut them sun guns down. I'd rather go to a PWI. At least I know they got money, because we give you money and you misuse it. But there are HBCUs who they say are messing up money and stuff like that. But that's another story. Get on back to this. The university said it will install a system of combined security cameras and blue light emergency call boxes. The university earlier removed emergency call boxes, saying they were little used by cell phone toting students. It also plans more lights at crosswalks, license plate readers, and more fences. See, that's what I'm saying. The youngsters, they don't really understand. Like them call boxes, they are better. And they should tell us this when I went to school, which has been like a few years ago. Because hell, I've only been a nurse for 6 years. But even when I was in school, at the college, they would tell us, hey, we had a discussion where they told us to use the blue boxes. Like if you're walking and something happened, don't grab your cell phone. That's what the police would tell us. Do not grab your cell phone if something is happening on campus. If you can get to the blue, now if you got to use a cell phone because you can't get to the blue box, understood. But if you see a blue box, you can get to it, grab that first, because that will go directly to campus police or the city police. It'll go to the local police, whoever's there at that time of day or time of night. If you grab your cell phone, then there's no telling where that call will be routed to. It may be routed to, like, say, the nearest city. But the blue boxes will go to campus police. Your cell phone will go to the city, then who will have to transfer it to the police, to this campus police, and you could be wasting time. Kind of like when you're at home, if something goes on at home, if you can get to a landline, call 911 from your landline. That's why you need to keep one. They're cheap. You can bundle it in with your cable and your satellite. But anyway, get your landline. Even if you never use it, it's like insurance. You never use it, but doggone it, if you need it, it's there. Your phone go dead, you can call somebody from your house. I got a landline. Don't ever use it, never pick it up. Phone ring, I know it ain't for me unless it's like schools calling or, talking about weather alerts or something like that. But anybody else call, hell, ain't nothing but somebody trying to, telemarket or bill collector. Ain't trying to talk to y'all. Got my cell phone. But yeah, everybody should still have a landline just for emergencies. Let's say university said the package will cost $7.3 million, include $5.5 million in one-time investment and $1.8 in ongoing expenses. In Washington, Republican chairs of multiple House committees sent separate letters to Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas demanding information on how ICE handles Ibarra's case. Oh, they pissed. Oh yeah, Ibarra got a, like I said, a young white woman. They ain't finna play. Newly filed, and college student at that, in Georgia. Nah. Newly filed arrest affidavit said Abada used an object as a weapon in the crime and is accused of disfiguring Riley's skull. Dang. Police said Abada dragged the 22-year-old from a secluded area Thursday, according to affidavits obtained Tuesday by the Associated Press. Authorities haven't said exactly how Riley was killed only that her death was caused by blunt force trauma. District Attorney Deborah Gonzalez, who oversees prosecutions in Athens, Clarke County, said Monday that she is appointing a special prosecutor to prosecute Ibarra. Gonzalez, up for re-election this year, has been under fire as an ineffective, losing several cases and seeing a number of assistant district attorneys depart her office. Hell, like Georgia and they district attorneys' offices are going through problems. I think by the time next election hit, I think pretty much all these. Let me leave that alone. That's another story. But hey, like I said, it's a sad story. Got to crack down, man. I mean, Joe Biden, every time something happens to a U.S. citizen and it's done by an immigrant who probably ain't working, can't work, got over here, and who knows what they're doing and why they doing it. You got to put that on Biden, man. You got to, because I mean, we always had people come over here, but now you got folks who coming over here, you know, and without any consequence, and then they commit these crimes, and you're gonna have the citizens in uproar, and you know this. So they just need to do better, man. They gotta shut it down. They gotta send them back. They gotta send them back, and then figure it out from there. Figure out who you want, because it's enough over here. Right now, the borders, right now, truthfully, if there's a story I saw that said maybe like 10 million, migrants, illegal immigrants have came over the border. If that is true, they just need to go ahead and close it, like immediately. Close the border and figure out what to do with the ones that are here. Once you straighten that mess out, then if they need to reopen the borders later, then you do it. But for right now, you need to close them sun guns down. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Let's dialogue. You know how we do it around here. Hey, don't forget to support the channel. Like, share, comment. And if you want us give support, you get super chat, super thanks. Also down in the description box, there are links that you can click on to also help support the channel. But with that being said, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.